Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live. We are live on a Tuesday night. The Judgment Day is already kicking off the show on NXT. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. This is another dose of your live stream, live party, live watch along. Call it what you will, but nobody does it like we do, folks. We got all the action. We got all the excitement. We got lots of wrestling to get into, a whole bunch of rumors out there. So much storylines going to all these pay-per-views, but strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good. We are about to go. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live. Like I said, folks, we are back at it again. And as always, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We are your alternative commentary to all the wrestling. We watch more live wrestling than anyone else. And we are happy to be here on a Tuesday night. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. I see some people funneling into the chat. Make sure you say hello. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. And make sure you follow along with all the action. But I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Nick's gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, we've got Judgment Day kicking it off right now in NXT, and how fitting is it that this is almost a welcome home for 3 out of the 4 members, because the one that we all
Never
thought
need it.
there hasn't been there yet. But goddamn, does Rhea Ripley look like $1 million, a million, gajillion, fulfillion, tazillion dollars?
Crowd is on their feet, Nick.
Wrasslin.
It's so funny for life, but it's so funny that Judgment Day has gone from, as we even on the channel, of the House of Purple, of they are literally just going to be cannon fodder, to now they're number 2 heel faction in the company outside of the bloodline.
They've come a long way. They've had their ups and downs. The beginning was clunky with the whole Edge situation, but the evolution, so to speak, of Dom and Rhea kind of ignited a fire. It gave a chance for a guy like Damian Priest to find his way and prove that he could be a main event guy. And Finn is Finn. I mean, Finn is kind of lost in the shuffle, but I mean, he just had a great match with Seth. He's still in the mix. He's still relevant. And yeah, like you said, they're at this level when it comes to the company right now.
Oh, well, and even then, we've got Finn right now introducing. We've got Senor Money in the Bank. We get a pop. We get a mommy introduction. She gets a big pop.
Mm-hmm.
And the second we mentioned Dom, boo, boo earns, boo earns.
Dude, wait, I got that.
Yeah, but it's interesting because we've seen the dissension just amongst the group, and also if you read into the dirt sheets, there was the dissension backstage at Monday Night Raw after the main event.
I heard about this. People not getting along very well, apparently, but there was a little issue. Now, we did talk about there was a weird part of the match where, I mean, part of my average rating for Raw last night was like the main event to me was very meh, kind of been there, done that, but also it didn't really deliver, had some awkward moments. And apparently the awkward moments was somebody fucked up and they wanted to fight about it.
Well, then the awkward moments continued backstage, but I feel like it's gotten so blown out of, oh, they were fighting. They were about to argue. They were arguing.
Yeah.
But it never came to blows versus it was just a discussion. They were talking backstage. It's like, however, how that John Cena talking to Rhea Ripley video like circulated the internet. And it's just like, cool.
Well,
so they talked.
Looked like he was wheeling and dealing. That's why.
How you doing?
Can you see me?
Can you see me?
All right, we're getting interrupted as Trick and Carmelo Hayes, Mr. Him and he cricking it.
Him Jones, him Duncan out here in his Himbalens, Himmy Neutron, Himmy Turner. Well, we've already seen it play out even on the main roster, which is why we've thought that Carmelo and Trick might be heading towards the main roster. But there's been this ongoing feud between Finn and Carmelo, and
Mhm.
if maybe Finn's on the outs, maybe he slides back to NXT, or maybe Carmelo
Listen,
goes up to the main roster. I'm just saying.
yeah, I mean, there's possibilities. There's possibilities here, and I mean, think the Judgment Day still has legs to them. I still think there's a story to tell. They're still selling us on the dissension. They're building the stock value of Carmelo Hayes. And I said on this channel months ago, there was someone out there that said the WWE stars being involved in NXT was desperation. And I stand here today saying the same thing I said then. That is bullshit. It is wrong. It is inaccurate, and it's narrow-minded, because what it's doing right now is it's paying off for NXT every week. The ratings are getting better. They're nipping on the heels of some big dogs, as they want to call themselves. So I mean, literally, Nick, I like what they've done. I like the injection of some main roster talent. I also love the idea of slowly developing some of these talents into main roster guys.
It's this nice little, to I guess pay homage to Fast and Furious, is this nice little nitrous oxide boost there, that little jump start that's really having that blend across talents and everything, across
Right.
shows, across promotions, has really a lot of people thought it was going to diminish main roster talent when it's done really nothing but go back to when we had the black and gold. It's elevated the NXT talent, showing they're on that same level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and right now, for those just tuning in, we got the Judgment Day going back and forth with Carmelo Hayes and Trick. Him credible, that's a good one. I like
Absolutely.
that one.
I was going to say, well, I feel like at this point we should acknowledge the people.
Yes, the people.
The peoples. But Damien, who's your early prediction for Bron Breakker versus Ilja #1 contenders match to face Carmelo Hayes with NXT title?
We're gonna save that, Nick. We'll save it for match time. We'll see. Sorry, Damien. We'll keep you around.
That's this thing, to where you got to come back around, and when that match happens, that's when you tune in. But small mark, does the main roster taking work NXT make the rookies look better or worse? To me, it does help ratings, but it shows the shortcomings of some of the new talent.
I don't think there's any showing of shortcomings as far as that goes, Nick. I think that's inaccurate, in my humble opinion, that this is not a shortcoming. It's actually, you need this talent in NXT to rise to the occasion. And again, people have already decided since 2.0 that this show is, forget it. It's done. It's toast. It sucks. There's people that will tell you NXT sucks and never watch an episode of it. This is an elevation. This is not a disintegration in any way, shape, or form.
Right. Small mark out here saying Himster, perfect. Yeah, to me, it's one of those of, they're not going to put a guy like a Finn Balor in there with somebody that they don't think is going to elevate themselves to be a big time player on the main roster and everything. Like, yes, we've seen Dana Brooke get involved with Cora Jade, but was anyone really batting down the hatches for Dana Brooke beforehand? But
to me, that's
Bobby, what up?
Rocco,
what up? Bashay, what up? We got Dan, we got Steve G, we got one half of the Larrys here. We got Trevor, we got Mick, we got Kevin, we got Boston, we got A-Town in here early and everything, 100%. But absolutely, 100%.
Steve.
Oh, we're getting the in-prison interview. Where's the plexiglass, Tony? Why aren't you talking through a dial-up a phone booth here? Like, why don't you
special
have
privileges for the Dawn? What can we say? Special privileges for the Dawn. Let's go.
Yeah.
Listen, I admit this whole situation is a little theatrical for my taste, and I kind of want NXT to minimize the theatrical stuff. However, I don't hate it, so maybe I'm a mark. I don't know what to tell you. But
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
Still, at the same time, I just keep thinking, I'm locked up, won't let me out.
What's going on, Jake? Hayes versus Balor at American Bash, maybe. Yes.
Ooh, that's a spicy meatball. No Italian pun intended.
All right, Chase U, one of the staples of the weekly Tuesday show, on the way out.
We've got Andre and Duke versus Little Regal. We've got Dempsey and Gulak with Mia Hale, the spastic squirrel at ringside.
Spastic squirrel. You know when they say like you just take your personality and turn it up to 11. I think she turned it up to like 16, 17, 18.
I was gonna say, turn that bitch down a little bit. Like
dial it back a little bit. You can be
this
hyper.
might be the old man in me of just like the volume's a little too high here.
Right? She won't stay still.
But
we're into our first commercial break here tonight, folks. Like Nick said, hello to the chat. If you are new here, make sure you hit like, subscribe, join us. We're back tomorrow for Dynamite, Thursday for Impact, Friday doubleheader, Saturday we got a triple header. We're here all fucking night Saturday. We got more coming your way. We got more original content. Luna's Lounge tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, plus Thursday night after Impact, we will have another look at Fight Forever with CJ Brand.
Right. Well, I was going to say, I was getting an advertisement right there for Friday Night SmackDown, to where we're going to get the follow-up still from what happens next for the Bloodline. On top of that, even, we're still getting Asuka versus Bianca Belair for the women's world title. And that's just, by the wayside. What?
Right. Thea needs decaf. Holy, she needs a trank.
Exactly. Shoot her. Sounds like fucking Jurassic Park.
She reminds me of when Pete Dunne first became Butch, and he was just a little too much, where he ventured into being dumb. Like, you look ridiculous, man. They're holding you back by your suspenders. Like, fuck. So I like the fact that I don't mind her gimmick, and she showed she can go a little. Just dial her back a touch. She's a little too wonky.
Well, it's even, you've seen that with Butch. You've seen that even with Nikki Cross, which, by the way, shout out for her graduating and everything like that. But it's still one of those that when it gets too much of literally, like, no matter what, you've got to hold them back, and they're just flailing and, losing their mind. All right, now you just look like Scrappy Doo. Now it's gone past the point of being a threat and credible to comical.
Right. No, I completely agree. What's funny is KJ has the beard of Kevin Owens. He wishes. And Nick has the beard of Sami Zayn. Not a
No, has the hat. There you go. Whoa. Let's go.
Well, the Sammy and KO of live streaming, folks.
Right. Hey, at least that means I was in the bloodline. Fuck it.
Steve G says, right? Thea is great. Love her energy. Yeah, I'm not taking it away from her. I just think she needs to dial it down a notch. That's all.
Absolutely.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, Mick out here saying he ain't saying nothing. Well,
watch.
Don't be a Mick. At least say a hi. At least draw. Send even a wave, an emoji, a super chat, a super sick, or anything like that in the chat here.
Right. That's funny as shit.
Artist,
welcome back.
Nikki Cross without the degrees. Well, no, I don't know. She's in Chase U, so she's earning them degrees. She works hard for that money. What?
Right. She's Nikki Cross without the degrees. That's hilarious. She's almost there, though.
Yeah, Bashy, what up? I find it funny y'all have the non-AW fans streaming AW Fight Forever. He has totally unbiased perspectives. No, it's literally you can ask between the three of us, and I get what you're going at there, Small Mart, but literally, CJ has it on a PC, KJ has it on the Switch, I have it on the PlayStation 4, PS4. It's almost honestly 3 different games.
Yeah,
across 3 different consoles.
Definitely features for sure. And listen, at the end of the day, if you want to know for sure, Mark, it's not like he's on here reviewing the game with a WWE hoodie on. He wanted to do it. He bought the game. He was really excited to see how it played. Jazzed for it. So I know CJ is definitely a WWE leaning guy, but that's what we do here is we deliver every aspect of it. I don't like shit I have to watch, and you guys hear about it all the goddamn time. So yeah, no, that's kind of what we pride this channel in.
And it's one of those of you can still always debate and talk your points of we fully accept that of just because it's not the point you agree with doesn't mean it's wrong.
That's true too. Do you ever think, and I mean, if It is what it is. You got a good point.
Yeah,
Do you ever think the winner of Money in the Bank, men or women, ever cash in on NXT? I hope not, Rocco. I absolutely hope not.
We thought Austin Theory was going to.
Yeah, we did actually. That would have made sense though.
Right.
No, to me, it's just a case of like, Nick, you win $1 million, but you take the 100,000 and walk away. It doesn't make sense. Like, in all due respect, we all know the tier levels. The boss has come out and said this is developmental. That award, that reward for winning the Money in the Bank goes that direction as far
Why
as
does the NXT women's locker room look like a sorority house? But anyways,
I don't know half the people. That was my
yeah. Well, we were setting up the video package there between Gigi and Kiana James, and she's like, I don't even know what she's talking. It's like it's bad, like straight to Walmart DVD bin hacking. But we've got Chase U going right at Spectrum, I guess. Gulak and why am I blanking on his name here? I keep wanting to
Gulak and Dempsey? Little Regal,
Dempsey,
yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
I forget it all the time too. I just end up calling him Little Regal. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it felt like they missed the cue there as far as like, okay, guys, action. Because it was funny because Chase U was in the ring and we got a jump start, but it's not very often the heels stop on the ramp and go like, come out here, come get us. So,
right.
I feel like they were waiting to go, and then they were like, shit, go.
Little clunky here as we've got Andre Chase and Patrick Dempsey, Steve G saying, is there Wendy Chu spotting tonight? Not so far. No pajamas.
She napping.
Yeah. Chris, what up, my guy?
What's going on, Chris?
Victor, what up? We got hand pink waving from Mick.
Thank you, Mick. Super sticker. We appreciate it.
Jason saying a Priscilla Kelly vignette
for life.
When I don't know if that's an emoji or if it's paired amongst them. I just read Daddy's Home and I'm like, why?
Daddy's Home for life. I like it. That is one of our custom emojis you get for being a member of the channel.
Is Daddy's Home?
No, for life. Relax.
Okay, well that's what I was asking about.
That's how we start the show from now on.
Fair enough.
Hi, everybody.
Chat Dempsey, Chase U for the win. Oh, shout out to CJ, the buttery one brand.
Butters. What's up, Butters?
Well, no, ain't down out here saying that. Why?
I know, it makes me laugh. I want Butters.
Saying what up, Jordan? What up?
What's going on, Jordan?
I'm not mad. I find it amusing. CJ's commentary is funny. It's like playing toys with your younger cousin, teaching them the names of G.I. Joe or He-Man, and he just makes up his own names.
I do like when
have that. That even when I'm mad.
Nick, episode 1, this man hits a fucking AEW trivia, and I was like, no! Because we knew right away. He's like, guys,
I caught him with one of them to mention the diverticulitis, and it's too many syllables, just throw them off.
Yeah, Mark, and I didn't think you were mad, man. I honestly thought you were being tongue in cheek. So we got to defend our stances sometimes. No, but go check out CJ if you haven't seen. A lot of people haven't seen the bonus episode we put out on the weekend. Go check that out. It was a short little hit, but he does a couple things, and it's kind of fun to watch him go through the menus and figure shit out. And
like I said, if you're still waiting, if you're still holding out, if you're still waiting to see if they work out the kinks and the bugs and everything like that, we got you covered. We fell on that landmine for you, and we got CJ out there playing the mini games and everything else.
Yeah, by the way, if we haven't asked for a prediction on this opening match tonight, we will take a prediction, folks. We take a prediction on all the matches, plus we take a rating out of 10 at the end, so do not leave. Stay all the way to the end. Give us your rating out of 10 on the show. Huge power slam off the second rope.
Well, absolutely. And still, you never know what will happen. What conversations we'll go into? It was referencing Finn Balor's promo. Hi.
Fair enough, well, we only heard half of
it. Kevin, I want you to read that one.
KJ White, Big Nick, your YouTube channel is the best. We agree. Thank you.
Right. So now you and everybody else that's tuned in right now, be a friend, tell a friend. We're going to start treating this like a wrestling support group of you need to bring a sponsor to every episode now. You need to bring a partner that acknowledges that you brought them there and everything.
Listen, bring everybody to the Wrestling Utopia, folks. It's the one place they
Right.
can come, they can shoot their mouth off, they can get their opinions across, and we're open to it. As long as everybody keeps the gloves above the waist, this is the place, the Channel 4 fans, Bob fans. And thank you so much, Kevin. I know I joke, but we're just the new kids on the block, growing by the minute and taking over.
Oh. Well, I was
Instantly went
about
into
to
the
say,
dance.
well, speaking of hands above the waist here and everything like that, we've got a wave going amongst the crowd right
Yeah,
now.
what is going on in NXT? But huge double close, and it looks like Gulak and Baby Regal practice some tandem offense, though. Oh,
Well,
Dusty.
I could see them. Honestly, I feel like they would halfway work as a blind tag team in AEW.
I mean, they would be good. We get the double Dusty from Chase U off the hot tag.
Right, and I feel a commercial break incoming here as we've got just a standoff. Yup,
I see a Hale
commercial
holding
break.
the back of her head.
You weren't even in the match. You
Oh,
didn't
she's
even
holding
hit
the back of
you
her
didn't do
head like
nothing.
she's trying to. This is the only way she can stop it from bobbing. Pause.
I just need to grab myself. That or she's starting to have pains from headbanging too much.
Main event, Milan Williams versus Finn. I think that's supposed to say something else. and thank you, Alexis. Carmelo and Williams are going to take on Finn and Priest.
Oh, Mello and Williams versus Finn. Yeah, there we go. Okay,
we got there.
I took in
melatonin.
Still, melatonin. Yeah, I think we might be on too much melatonin.
Right. Judgment Day on NXT isn't just overexposing them in which they. This is the funniest night. Which they were overexposed on Raw last night. Enough, please. They were on a lot last night. I mean, have they been outplayed or overused at this point? For me, not yet. But I valid point, Temple.
Is anyone sick of seeing the Judgment Day at this point?
Not yet.
Does Dom get less of a reaction because he's been on twice in a 3-hour show, or he's on Monday and he's on Tuesday? Like, I feel like that's such a low-hanging fruit argument that really has no legs to stand on.
Not yet, anyway. And I understand the concern. Like, we did get them a lot last night, so I understand the concern that you flirt with that. But I think it fits into the same category of, Cody Rhodes with like, Cody's like, people are sick of Cody, and then he walks into the building loses its mind. You're like,
yeah,
are you sure?
I get, like you said, I get the precaution of you don't want to do it too much. You don't, want to overextend your welcome. But at the same time, there's been no sign, I feel, that it's going any way but up.
Yeah. And I think it works into the angle of, like, a good tune on the radio, man. Like, a good jam you can listen to over and over, and you never get tired of it. And for them to show up, like, I'm looking forward to Finn Carmelo. I like this. I'm excited for the angle. So I think as long as they keep doing half decent shit, we'll be okay for a while.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the thing, is it was an exciting point and a big selling point even tonight for NXT of just, hey, the Judgment Day is going to be here. Like I said, they've, love it or hate it, they've established themselves as the next biggest heel group or heel faction in WWE outside of the bloodline.
How are they going to feel when Damian Priest is world champion? Think about it. But, right? Dale's got Chase U for the win. Charlie Dempsey looks like Stewie from Look What I Can Do.
Yes, he really does. He's just not quite as tasty, but yes, he's out there going to his dad of, look what I can do. I can stretch him too.
Oh, I think he looks like that the British actor. I'll come back to me.
Yeah, no, I've still said this. I've said this from the first time I saw him. He looks like, oh Christ almighty, I wouldn't have this happen. Monty Python.
Yes, there you go. And that's right. Now that you refresh my memory. Definitely looks Monty Pythonish. Charlie Dempsey reminds me of Father William Regal. how he bends people's fingers and stuff. The joint manipulation.
Yeah. Joint manipulation. We are also master practitioners in joint manipulation. Just a different joint.
I didn't have to say it. I just nodded because I knew it was
right.
Because if he didn't say it, I was going to.
Exactly.
No, I mean Dempsey's got an obvious he's got obvious blood ties to the wrestling business. He's definitely a technician. We'll see if he can develop a little more charisma. I don't know if Drew Gulak's going to bring that out in him, but they're all right as a tag team. They really are.
Well, that, and even then, if Dempsey really just kind of becomes that master technician and everything, does he really need a ton of charisma? Does he need to be out there cutting promos with catchphrases and all of that, or do you just need to establish him of once I walk into, you're fucked?
Yeah. You make him a killer, right? Like you give him that Thatcher vibe of like, oh fuck, this dude's here.
Yeah, but he has all his teeth.
Fair enough.
Spanish fly from Andre Chase onto Patrick Dempsey.
I don't love that we went through 2 commercials, Nick, but I'm really enjoying the start to the show, and the crowd loves this.
Well, this is only the second week. We just got Andre Chase back last week. Jordan, what up? Wrestling for Life is great wrestling show. Hi.
Love it. Now, I didn't read Clay's big long one there, but he said hi to us, and we got AEW.
He's probably letting us know everything.
Running down through the week, but hello, Clay.
Hours, yeah. Yes.
Louis back.
Louis. Oh, no.
Oh.
He was
huge suplex into a suplex. Northern Lights.
Right.
Late to the predictions.
Speaking of late to the predictions, are we ever going to find out who won our championship right there above my head here?
The to be determined. I just left as is coming off the last show. We'll talk about it. We're gonna
Blood and Guts is the decider here.
Yeah, it was basically a tie. Everybody sucked because a lot of people got a lot of things wrong. So
you had like 87 ties the first time, but
right. I'm working on.
We got a Kimura what the fuck? Gulak by Thea Hale.
That's a DQ.
Yeah, honestly.
That's a DQ.
That still has to be on a roll. That still has to be called on a roll. 3, but yeah, that should have been a fucking DQ. Ref.
The ref saw it. I don't want to be picky. Yes, I do. That's a DQ. What the fuck are we doing?
I get why, but yeah, you could do that without it being a blatant DQ to anyone with logic. But so Chase, Duke, and Andre pick up the win as we cut instantly because no one think about the DQ for too long. To Bron Breakker, Rex Steiner backstage.
Michael's real figures. Well, if I can't see something right in front of me, neither can the ref.
Why? Michaels, you can't see the notepad in front of you, motherfucker. Like you have 2 or 3 of them with that cross-eye view. You got one over here and one over there.
Speaking of beards, it looks like Bron Breakker's trying to let his come out a little.
Hashtag not sponsored by Just for Men or Manscaped or anything like that. Which, by the way, if you do want to sponsor, if you're out there listening, 100%. But yeah,
be a friend, sponsor a friend.
Be a friend, tell a friend. Hi. Oh, I almost kind of halfway want to be a friend, abandon a friend right now here because we got Cora Jade coming out right now.
Right. Oh, good. Cora Jade. Chase U wins, told ya. Well, way to go, Bobby. First call payback. Okay.
Okie doke.
They must have got AEW ref. Yeah, I see what you did there.
Right. Fair enough. I was about to say, so Mick, what's the payback that you're ordering there at the bar there? If that's your first call, if that's your first round. That's the way I read that.
Okay.
Don't hate JD, but overexposing them on Raw last night, and now we see them on NXT. It just throws away the excitement level for them at the moment. What about the other talent that aren't being used, etc.? Odyssey Jones is on Raw.
Raw, Odyssey Jones going to Raw. We'll figure that out eventually. I think he could be a part of the new Hurt business one day.
He might show up one day.
He might actually make it. He's got fucking
He's
Veer
got Veer's
Mahan's
GPS. Yeah.
But here's the thing, and like that's fine. Temple, I just haven't lost the excitement. Like I like what I got from them tonight, and I'm not saying that you hate them. I just think for me anyway, it hasn't got to that point yet.
Show of hands, who doesn't want to see Rhea Ripley on their screen?
Yeah, touche.
I was gonna say, don't worry, I'll wait.
Don't worry.
Anytime mommy's there, pause on all of this statement, by the way. But anytime that Rhea Ripley is on my television screen, there is a star professional wrestler on my screen, so I'm tuned in.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back, James. I just got back from Europe. All of it. Welcome back.
Did you just go to like Epcot and just walk through like all the spots? All right, I'm back from Europe. I kid.
Or do you mean like Europe concert?
Right. Did you just, see Europe the band?
Yeah. What's up, KJ and Nick and the Four Lifers, folks? We are in a commercial. And speaking of the Four Lifers, don't forget, become a member. Join us. We got a couple perks in there for you. And we got more coming your way. It's really low cost. And we will be adding tiers to that at some point. But we will have some members-only content coming your way. And I believe the first thing we're going to put in there is live Luna lounges. So become a member soon.
Right. Well, and even then, still, it's always up to something season. Big things popping, little things stopping. Up to something season never sleeps. If you never know, as much as we tell y'all, we still got 18,000 things working behind the scenes that we ain't letting out to the public here yet. So 100%. You're doing your friends a disservice if you have not told them about the Wrestling for Life Network at this point.
Right. Here comes Cora. So everyone, I'm kind of known for the guy that has no love for this lady. But I think your love waned on her, right? Am I correct?
I started just to be the ultimate contrarian of just poke at the bear of, hey, you don't like her, so guess what? I like her now. Mm-hmm. And then now it's like, all right, well, it's not actually going anywhere. Like, all right, now I've seen enough of you of he makes sense now. So yeah, it's more she's just, how has someone had this much TV time? She's had probably as many on-screen TV matches as Orange Cassidy, and yet not developed in any sort of capacity.
Yeah, it just hasn't, like, I think they pushed her too much too soon. I don't know why they fell in love with her so quick. And like I always go back, like she got the pin at War Games. I was blown away. And I don't see it yet. I'm not saying she can't get there. She's developing, but I don't see it. I don't see it from a look at her value. I don't see it from a in-ring value. I don't see it from a promo value. She got none of the package for my liking at this moment.
Right. Well, I was going to say, speaking of developing in packages, we've still got pause. We've still got this whole brotherhood between Von Wagner and Robert Stone developing here. I was going to make the joke of I think his forehead is still developing, but
it's legitimately a titanium plate.
He's the Lex Luger with fucking head.
Yeah. He's got the Lex Express in his forehead. But he had to sit alone in school. Nobody loved him. I'll admit, I don't mind these promos, like these packages. I'm really over Mark Stone being. Is it Mark Stone? Which one is it?
He's Kane without the mask. Like honestly,
kinda the valid, right?
We've already got Blue Kane. We've had Red Kane. Is this now we get like Green Kane or something like here?
Yo, we got to reach out to Blue Kane. I want to talk to Blue Kane.
Can he talk, or does he still have to? Does he go old school and he's got to have like the voice?
That would be even better. I could definitely have that.
I don't win this match.
Yeah, like I mean, I feel like at some point, like Stone just brings in another big guy and beats him up and is like, "I'm sick of your shit." By the way, Dana Brooke's a manager. Woo!
At least she's doing something. We still haven't heard from Ilja or Shanky.
Aaliyah MIA completely.
And Ilja, I feel future endeavored, but
Ooh, we
she
thought
may
that for a
finally
while.
not survive this round. But we've got Kelani Jordan, who had her surprise win last week. She's taking on Cora Jade right now.
All right, so the match is kicking off. If you haven't made a prediction yet, get it into the chat. Braun Breaker is a good wrestler, but he's kind of wrestler like Goldberg, but a little bit. But he's great wrestler like Scott Steiner in WCW days, and Rick Steiner too. Great legends. Jordan, yes,
Almost like his family members.
he wrestles like Big Papa Pump. Nick, don't you think?
He wrestles like Big Papa Pump. He sounds like Big Papa Pump. But trust me, at this point, you could tell me that's Scott's kid, and I'd believe you, versus telling me that's Rick's kid.
Right, Dominic 2.0 here.
Von Wagner, you fat ass.
Oh, rude.
But Cora Jade right now in control. Alexis, Snora Jade, Aaron, what up?
CJ approved. Sorry.
Yeah, but yes, CJ for the dub. What?
There you go.
Oh, Cora Jade. There we go.
Yeah.
When you say CJ, I think of our brother there.
The fall.
Put the lotion in the basket, Von Wagner. I give Stratton her whole gimmick is a Barbie Harden ripoff. Why?
Yeah, no, but it's her. Right, that's the best part of this. And I mean, even the way she answers questions in interviews, you're just like,
we're going to the Tiffany top.
Yeah, Tiffany
the
top.
Tiffany Epiphany, my guy. Embrace it.
We got to get you a Tiffany Epiphany t-shirt,
bro. I will be the number one. I don't know if I'll probably get like pepper spray or something of looking the way I look with like a giant Tiffany Stratton sign and everything. Let's go, Cora. Got the new girl for the win. Fair enough.
My favorite prediction of the night. Hey, the new girl. She's gonna take it. Dana Brooks
Bron is still wet behind the ears. You can see that in a few years he's gonna have it all together. I don't think he's
not that far off
or anything like that. I think he's built already for the main roster. It's more of we're surprised he hasn't reached there yet.
Well, I mean, he's still a little clunky and early. I understand that there's some work to do there. But yes, very much in that ilk of a powerhouse, like a true powerhouse, like a Goldberg, not like, a powerhouse Hobbs that is a big guy that, doesn't dominate the way we would want him to. Now, he could, but that's a different story for another day. Braun is a powerhouse. Him as a heel has worked.
You throw him up there and he just goes through, even if it's guys like Ziggler, whoever, Christ. Oh, I'd hate to say it, but you bring back Elias and he just walks through them. I think that there's enough cannon fodder still on the main roster that he can kind of walk through a few people and establish himself. Even, I'm not saying main roster title or main title, but mid-card title. She missed that by a country mile.
That was an ugly looking Pele kick.
Well, it was a back handspring elbow, and she was on one side of the ring. And Cora
was that an elbow?
Still sold it. Yeah.
Wait, okay, sorry, my bad. It looked like a kick. It was botched.
That's because she fucked it up that much.
I'm like,
wow.
I
thought she just straight field goal kicked her right between the uprights there.
I will say, as much as I will admit, I thought Cora did well.
Cora Jade wins. Sorry,
I like that. I thought that was okay from Cora in ring. Very heelish,
it was quick, and there wasn't a lot to fuck up.
Yeah, don't speak.
No, she's about to break out her katana that she got at her local carnival after she went on the fucking teacup ride.
We're just getting drop kick from Dana. Another one. Why is she clapping?
Why has no one unsheathed the sword?
Use it.
Right. I'm just going to beat you with a stick.
But Dana Brooke getting rid of Cora Jade, so that's not done yet. So, if I was the new girl, I would really reconsider my mentor. I mean, things haven't gone so well for her. Maybe there's a plan B.
Yeah, well, I think the reason the outfit that she's wearing very much accentuates the real asset um, as to why she's still with the company. And it tends to stem from the waist up. But I've got Ilja right now cutting a promo backstage. And speaking of guys who need to be on the main roster, give me Ilja, Drew, Gunther in a triple threat match.
Well,
and shut up and take my money.
Well, the Ilja in the Imperium rumors are back because they're playing with this hint from last night of being very disappointed in Mr. Eichner and walking off on him.
You can't be mad at the bald one. He never talks or anything. He's
That's
just
why they don't
there.
like
You
him.
can't be mad at him.
He's the the redheaded stepchild of Imperium. What can we do?
He can't be the redheaded. He has no hair.
The no-headed. Oh, wait, that doesn't make sense either.
The no-haired stepchild.
Cora Jade is on. I wish Cora would go attack Dana. Yeah, well, that didn't go so well. But here comes Bron Breakker, Nick.
I was going to say, we got the stepchild of the Steiner family here. He might be Rick's kid, but he sure as shit sounds like Uncle Scott here.
Man, him as a babyface was very,
it and again, worked. Like, let's not be wrong. It worked initially.
Him as a babyface, I didn't love him with the mic. I thought it was, again, very green, very exposed his greenness.
To me, it worked. It ran its course of. I think it was hampered by the fact that he started as a babyface in the 2.0 era.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it. The 2.0 era is not a bad show.
Yeah.
Part of me was like I said, I just think he found a new gear. Like he clicked it into the proper gear, becoming this guy.
Yeah, all he had to do was put on a black singlet. But I think that's going to help him more on the main roster versus when he was the babyface. He was just the guy who, I'm the top guy because I'm a legacy, all of that, versus now he just looks like I will run through you and you can't stop me.
Yeah. And he comes with a bad attitude, and that's the worst because you're like, you're a dick and we can't do anything about it. That's the worst.
Right. We are on a commercial break right now.
We are back in the commercial. We are rolling through this chat. Nick's going to take a pause for the cause during this commercial, and I will quickly catch up on some of these comments here, but Cora deserves the win. I will give Cora credit. I thought she, very short match. We didn't get a whole lot, but what she did do worked for me as far as in ring. I still think she's a terrible promo as a heel. As a babyface, it comes off very rehearsed. As a heel, it comes off very teenage spoiled brat, which might be the point, but it just doesn't play well. It doesn't sound authentic yet. She'll figure it out. Who you got, Ilja or Bron? Now we're getting back into it. All right, folks. We will take your prediction on the next match during this commercial break. Ilja Dragunov is taking on Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker's had issues with a lot of people, but so is Ilja. This one is a coin toss. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? I'm going to go Ilja. Carmelo's the babyface. I'll go Ilja just because something different. Wow, this match. Oh, wow, this match already. Yeah, because we got more to come. We got more to come, Steve G. Bron Breakker. Bron wins. I'm here. What's up, Chef? How you doing? I thought we had a brand split. LOL. JD, get off NXT. Yeah, I don't think the brand split applies downwards, right? Like, once you acknowledge that NXT is its developmental, you're splitting between the two companies. As critical, or I guess kind of protective, but now critical of the draft, I won't fault them for this. Not at all. Not based on draft, ineligible to go down and hang out. They can do it. They were challenged. It makes sense. I was good with it. How do you feel about JD versus Team Mello tonight? I like it. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be good. I think it's a perfect setup. I think people are going to tune in to see it. And I think NXT over the last few weeks have really started to ramp up and really started to add pieces like this and it helps. It's going to be a fun show. If you're out there right now tweeting, oh shit, Judgment Day is going to fight Team Mello, you might get clicks, you might get views, you should get more viewers. I'm okay with it. I really, really am. I'm very interested in Tiffany Stratton. Oh, versus Ivy Niles. Very interesting. I mean, we just lost the Creed brothers. We'll find out what their future holds as they are no longer members of NXT. By the way, I'm getting a little ad here. Fastlane, Saturday, October 7th from Indianapolis. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know how to make this. Ivy Niles, good. I like her a lot. Not the greatest of talkers at this point. Tiffany's done well. I don't know. Maybe it's a blow off and Ivy leaves with the Creeds. But right now, I'm getting a replay of NXT Underground. I'm curious, for the people who are tuning in right now, question for everybody. Thumbs up or thumbs down on NXT Underground. But if you didn't watch it, do not give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up on Blind Pretenses. I want to know if you actually watched it and if you thought it was okay how they did it this time. I thought it was much better than Raw Underground. Raw Underground tried to be, underground, bare knuckle, kind of intense fighting. And this was more like that Bloodsport, that Josh Barnett Bloodsport, by the way, vibe where it's wrestling with different parameters. I like it. I said before, technically, if you go watch a Josh Barnett Bloodsport, it could technically be the future of wrestling, the real hybrid product. Not blood. Not the Moxley blood all the time, though. Ilja for the win. I'm with Damian. Bron for the win. Alexis says a pitcher, Brian Breaker. Okay. But we got, all right. We got Shane Thorne and Gable Stevenson leaving. I don't know what their thing is. And then there's a group of people we don't know getting yelled at by Dijak. Where's Nick? Nick goes on break for the Dijak segment. Oh, wait, he left. Never mind. We're good. He said, get down. And then everybody left. See, I think that Dijak's going to have something to do with this match. So I might change my vote and say Braun wins it. I don't think, at Great American Bash, could we do Ilja Dijak 2? Could we get that at American Bash? Highly raved reviews for the first one. One of the matches of the year by a lot of standards. Braun wins by cheating. Yeah, Bash, now I feel like I'm going to change my vote. I'm going to stick with Ilja just on the fluke that he pulls it off. Maybe Dijak kicks Braun, but as I rationalize this, I think I'm wrong. And the people think Papa H is in charge. Vince has the last say on everything. Vince got back to his power after the whole bullying campaign and lawsuit. Nobody knows, and nobody can prove it. And anybody that says they know is full of shit. At the end of the day, Vince has always had a say. However, I do believe Vince is busy. I do believe that Vince has a level of trust in these guys. Triple H comes out recently and says, like, fuck, these people believe everything they read, and 75% of it's wrong. You got knobs like Dave Meltzer out there just saying shit out of his ass. Like, oh yeah, Drew McIntyre hates the company. He's going to leave. 75% of what's being reported is bullshit. Now, if your theory that Vince is in charge and really got the final say, which I do believe he has some overall say at the end of the day, yay. But I think you discount the fact that like Shawn Michaels is running NXT and Triple H has an affection for NXT. And whether you guys notice it or not, they're not just mailing it in. They're not all pink and purple and red like they were before. There's fucking color splattered everywhere. They've done well improving NXT. It might not be the black and gold that we were all used to, but it's come a long way from 2.0. And, Nick and I watched every minute of 2.0 on this channel, and it's come a long way. The matches are solid. I don't like some of the campy bullshit, but the matches are good. So Temple, yeah, I don't know. Nobody can say. I don't think he's meddling as much as people think, and I think it's the ultimate scapegoat for Triple H. Oh, we had a bad night? Vince did it. Ronnie's got it. All right, I'll take you, Louie. Breaker getting the W. Lots of people going Breaker. Breaker dirty finish. There is no brand split. Steve, I want to argue you, but I can't. I can't. There's kind of a brand split, an optional brand split. They should just call it a soft split, maybe. There's too many examples against me. There's too much evidence against me for that. Agreed. Did you hear that Impact and NXT may be doing a joint show at some point? I had not heard that, but that'd be really cool, and that would really shift a lot of views of how Impact interacts with companies, and it sways kind of the marketplace a little bit if you think about it. That's a very interesting endeavor. We know MLW won't be working with them anytime soon. Brian Pillman Jr. has officially left AEW. I didn't know he was still there. Could Brian Pillman Jr. be a guy that the WWE goes after to scoop up, throw him in developmental, and you could actually do what Tony didn't do and properly use his lineage? The fact that his father worked for the WWE. Could you use that to your advantage? There you go. Dale agrees with Temple. I appreciate that. I like seeing the benchmark tests when main roster superstars come down and wrestle some of the top NXT talent. I agree, James. I really do. And again, if you do it well, oh, holy shit. Huge suplex onto the outside. I'm not sure who got the worst of that, guys. Back into a commercial. Creed Brothers should join Alpha Academy. I kind of feel that. It kind of makes sense. The Unitard group. Put them all together. Let's go. And yeah, I think it could work. Steve, give him a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. It was better. There you go. Liking it. Liking it. All right. Okay. Overwhelming. Thumbs up for Bloodsport Junior. And let's go, Tiff. Question mark? Yeah, no, I liked what we did with it. I thought it was a much better feel to it. It's so hard to do live fake fighting and make it make sense if you guys follow. I know we watch wrestling, but the type of fighting they were trying to pull off, it just never worked on Raw. James likes variety. Variety is the spice of life, my friend. I don't disagree with you. Damien, Kevin, lots of thumbs up. Okay. Not very often I get that many unanimous thumbs up. I like it. Thumbs up. Let's go back up here. WWE don't like to work well with others. That is very true. It's not their forte. It's not what they're known for. I think one of the hopes of the idea of Triple H being in charge, maybe Vince McMahon does retire at some point. I don't know. Or, he's getting old. But I do think that Triple H was more willing to, you look what he did with the NXT Black and Gold brand. He pillaged the indies. And I think Triple H understands the value of the talent that's out there. So we'll see. Did someone say underground? All right. Taking my goddamn concept I made and thought of back in 2016. There you go. Temple's on it. Dijak would sound cooler if he was British. No way.
Yeah, no, dude, listen to me. Listen to it. How can you not like the Dijak? Yeah, do it. Listen to me. Subscribe right now. Yeah, do it.
Right? I saw you pop up. I'm like, yes.
I was waiting. I was halfway. I was like, all right, this is perfect.
Underground match was lit. The TLD, welcome back. It was all right. I could watch it again. Yeah, I think if they keep it in that vein of, a more grimy, gritty wrestling match. Did you like it, Nick? I think you said yes.
Like I said, I liked it, and I think we were even talking about it on stream because we've watched, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. I think the past couple of years now. At this point of it, was very much of that vein. Even Josh Barnett himself tweeted out of saying, "Thank you for at least showing the world that this type of pro wrestling works."
Yeah. I mean, the vital part of it is if done right, and I mean, it felt good. I mean, overall, they delivered a pretty good segment. It didn't go too long. It wasn't campy. It wasn't those fake elbows. Like,
we're getting another wrestling version of the weakest link. Granted, we don't have the stuck-up hoity-toity British woman.
But what do you mean? Like the
They're
weakest
doing
link?
The weakest link now again, and we're getting all professional wrestlers like Seth Rollins, the Miz, on the weakest link.
By the way, my show came back without audio. It just kicked back in. There we go.
Oh, okay. I got.
They must have a new guy in the queue.
Chop City. I got instead of Chop Suey, Chop City.
Yeah, we come back and Ilja's just holding on to the chin hair of Bron Breakker.
By the chin. At least it's not, dyed blonde like right around here or anything like that yet.
What's going on, Asin? How you doing? Welcome back. Do you do a harf? Ooh, Nick.
Yes.
I like it.
It would require
Davey boy
finding somebody that I'm still indifferent on because of their lineage. You signed David Benoit. Roman Jr.
actually,
and Davey Boy Jr., who they've signed, let go, signed again, let go, sign. Like right there, that's a Heart Foundation 2.0. I feel. Granted, you don't bring in a Teddy Hart or anything like that, but I think that enough alone would be interesting.
That's
you
interesting.
Throw Natty in there as she's maybe on the tail end. There you go.
That it's not a terrible idea. Davey Boy Smith Jr. is an interesting guy for me because we've seen him in MLW, we've seen him in NWA. He seems to wander, but to me, he seems like a slam dunk talent. Big guy, lineage. I'm not sure what I'm missing here. I don't know what the story is. Like overall,
he's a guy that never seemed to just want to pull the trigger on.
Now, one question, Nick, do you have any idea, and I'm not meaning this by any ignorance, I truly don't know the answer, but as far as Dave Benoit goes, how's he doing overall? Like, is
the most recent thing I've seen is he was backstage as, good God, look at you selling this. He literally feet up and like head hitting the back, but I saw him or saw pictures of him backstage. I think it was the Collision.
Oh, we blew it. Oh, botch.
Yeah. Oh, he missed. He overjumped that, but we've got straps down here. Shout out Kurt Angle. But he sets up like how Goldberg would for the spear, but he goes in the power slam. But I saw Dave Benoit backstage or saw pictures of him for, I believe, the Hamilton Collision taping, all of that. Like, I haven't heard a ton, and I think it's always hard, respectfully, with the last name Benoit in professional wrestling.
Yeah, I could imagine he'd have to come in as something else with a different name, make him a mask character. I don't know.
Do you just say fuck it and just go with it and say
that would be a bold strategy, Cotton? And would I? Yes. Would the WWE? You know them; they love hiding their past.
Bro, Endeavor can't even spell Rey Mysterio right. It's R-E-Y instead of R-A-Y. But
Ilja waving goodbye as he does a coast to coast and kicks him in the leg.
Still best coast to coast as so this is right now in the 9 o'clock hour, but so that's coast to coast. Shane McMahon or Rob Van Dam?
RVD. I mean, I just can't pick Shane best.
You have the Van Terminator out of that 100%.
Oh,
that elbow. 1, 2 count.
Good match. A couple little botches, but good match. And I love Ilja's intensity in the ring.
100%.
I don't even care about the plan. I mean, a lot of the stuff we talk about, whether Vince writes the show or Nick, you and I talk about this all the time. We literally try and find the good in as much wrestling as we can. Yeah, we get caught up in the rumors, but we have no choice. It's our job.
Yeah. But it's still one of those of, like, you nailed it on the head of it. Still, at the end of the day, it's an easy scapegoat out of, oh, you didn't like it? Cool, Vince wrote it. Vince might be back there, but how much is his headset connected to? That's the real question. No one knows. At the end of the day, honestly, as much as people want us to not go at, say, AEW for booking mistake. Oh, share. 1, 2 count. Mid-air spear for Bron Breaker on Ilja for a 2 count.
Oh, go tell your friends they're missing a banger.
Pause.
Look at this spear.
Oh.
You didn't botch that.
Yeah, well, you could have hit him a half a second earlier there, because I get it. By the time he caught him, Ilja's feet were on the mat, but if he caught him midair, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those of whoever books it, if it's good fucking wrestling, why does it matter?
Oh, shit. Rude as Bron just smashes Ilja.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I know nowadays in 2023, with all the information at our fingertips, we get caught up in some of the side shit. But at the end of the day, I mean, again, I don't care. Like, I'm not sitting around going, oh, this is bullshit. The WWE sucks, or they brought the Judgment Day down. Is it good? Does it make sense? Oh, wait. Big DDT. Who cares what I got to say?
Hey, what do you say? Let's go play with some down by the bay. They should let Davey Boy Smith Jr. full-time WWE. Well, that's what we thought initially when they had signed him back a second, a third time.
Yeah.
Vince, I love NXT 2.0, and Dana is the best number one talent. See, for those questioning that Vince McMahon is in charge of creative, no, he's in our chat right now, letting us know his creative ideas. So don't worry about it. We'll run distraction.
Flying elbow. Flying forearm.
What? Two count. They just survived each other's finishers. Yes, this is awesome.
The crowd, they're slapping each other now. Booker T gives a great match for the middle of an NXT on a Tuesday, guys.
But this goes back to, at this point, like we've talked about, literally, it's been the shtick going around the channel and everything that you quit NXT, and this is now just fully developed into arguably the third best brand in pro wrestling. They might all be under the same company.
Dude.
Ilja uses his coconut. Ilja with a 1, 2, 3. Ilja picks up the win.
Wow.
That's honestly, is that Ilja's first win in months, I feel?
Didn't he beat Dijak at the pay-per-view?
He beat Dijak and he lose to Dijak. But so we're getting Ilja versus Carmelo, and
there you go.
Oh, it's going to be so good, especially because it's something we haven't seen.
I will take that match. That's why I picked him to win, Nick. That was my exact words were, I'm going to go Ilja because it's something new. And what
I didn't even know this was a title eliminator.
Number one contender, yeah. So Ilja and Carmelo Hayes are going to burn the fucking house down. In addition to that, again, excuse my language, folks.
Slam into a tornado DDT.
Didn't it just look like a flying headbutt?
It was like that. Well, it was like a messy, sloppy jalopy hidden blade of, like, rather than fully hitting the hidden blade like Ospreay, he like halfway shoulder barged him.
Yeah. Ilja against Carmelo is going to be a match that you do not want to miss. Mark my words. Period.
Right. What? Yeah. Well, and especially will you have Carmelo teasing about towards the main roster and everything. Could Ilja, a workhorse like that, a guy who's put on instant classics with a guy like Gunther, Walter, who's now potentially set up to be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. He's going to be challenging for the NXT world heavyweight title. 100%. That is a match that is going to steal the month. I would argue of pro wrestling.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong at all. Louis got a good point. Bron is on a losing streak now, Nick. Woo.
Does 2 matches count as a losing streak?
Dude, can I? No, I think it might be 3.
Oh, good God. Oh, what will we do now?
Dude, this is interesting. Dom wants Wes Lee.
Hey, is this the way that Dom solidifies himself and he quietly slides to NXT and just
Hi guys,
nobody noticed him. You want to get crazy, say less. Why? Oh, next week. So we're gonna get Dom coming back.
Dom, and again, the hand holding stuff, the overtly hand holding stuff, kind of makes me scratch my head sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's a very interesting matchup. Imagine he won that title.
Yeah, well, like I said, it could be the way that he slides to NXT and we just kind of act like we didn't notice it and everything like that.
No one can say about the show, dude. I find like it's moving from one thing to the next very quick, and I'm kind of into everything it's moving to. Like I'm really enjoying the pace of tonight's show, and I think even for us to like talk with the chat and get into like the topics and debate some rumors and shit, it's hard to do because every time we start talking, it's like, oh look, like
right. Well, that's the thing is it moves at a good clip. And as we've said before, of everything's now at this point developed to everything's a good storyline. Like for crying out loud, we got the Tiffany Epiphany. We're going to the Tiffy top coming up.
I'm gonna let you enjoy your Tiffy Epiphany.
Yeah, I might Tiffy my top here. Pause.
Pause.
Yeah, I know. Well, right now I'm getting a commercial for SummerSlam. But yeah, this is still, we're just spitballing and steamrolling all the way to the biggest party of the summer. And if you don't think NXT is going to have something going on around that, then you're sadly mistaken. But I don't think it's arguable at this point that WWE is, granted, they have all the advantages, but is the hottest, the top pro wrestling promotion right now. But speaking of the hottest in pro wrestling, we are the hottest, fastest growing pro wrestling channel out there. So 100%, if you haven't done so already, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Let everybody that you know, your stranger, your mother, your cousin, your uncle, somebody walking down the street wearing a wrestling shirt, you let them know about us because you're doing them a disservice, not telling them about us. Fine. But I am in a commercial break right now. But so as we're just past the first hour mark here, I feel, of NXT. How are you guys feeling about the halfway point of the bridge show, I would say, between NXT Gold Rush and now NXT Great American Bash? McGee for the win, booking. Who you calling McGee? Why? I was halfway reading this, going to Willis McGahee, the fucking Hurricanes running back here. Are you calling Tiffany Stratton McGahee? Fair enough, artist. A dream match for me would be New Japan Stardom wrestler Maria May versus Tiffany Stratton. Winner declared the actual center of the universe. Fair enough, Chris. I don't know about enough, I guess, about Stardom right now, so I have to take your word for it. But yeah, I mean, it's so interesting to me, and I know I'm obviously a Tiffany fan and everything like that, but to where she went from, you wanted to change the channel anytime she was mentioned because it was daddy this, and she was just constantly this insufferable, very much a Vince McMahon heel type female character, to now she's just kind of become a little bit of that. She's become Regina George meets Charlotte Flair, and I'm kind of okay with it because she really backs up 100% on every end. WWE should sign Brian Pillman Jr. and put him in NXT 100%. I think that wouldn't be a bad shout. I think if you actually gave him a regular opportunity and put some developmental behind him, I think you could 100%. There's nothing but untapped potential there. It's you go into an AW system to where you were really cool to sign initially, and then a lot of WWE free agents became available, and now you've very much moved from number 2 or number 3 on the depth chart to number 6 or 7. Like you're more on the practice squad than anything. 100%. July 30th, can't wait. Why? You stalk David Benoit or something? I don't know what we're talking about. Don't stalk any professional wrestler just out of just sheer human decency. Tiffany should be main event or close to the end of the show. Why is she coming out so early? She is a champion. WWE doesn't respect their champion besides Roman. That's an over exaggeration and a half. I feel there, Sam. Saying that they. Oh, I get what you're saying there, Honest. I now read it. But saying that they don't respect the champion, so they don't respect Gunther, they don't respect Seth, just because you want Tiffany to go on the main event doesn't mean that they don't respect their champions. You have your main roster talent, one who was just competing for a world title and one who's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder coming down to NXT. I think they've, whether you like it or hate it, they've kind of earned a main event spot, and still I think a prominent spot coming in on the 9 o'clock hour for Tiffany Stratton is very much a way to put a shine on her, and she's got time to grow and develop in NXT. We're getting another video package of Baron Corbin. He's moved past burning everything, but now he shows up home and we've got nothing but tiki torches. He more just looks befuddled, like he showed up, and his neighbors were throwing a barbecue and he wasn't invited. Then there's just a hooded figure. So what are we going to get? I'm telling you now, it's going to suck when they do it, but we're going to get to where it's Baron Corbin looking back at Baron Corbin just because it's fucking stupid. And we have to, rather than just ignore everything, we still have to give a reason and a transition to develop this character. But we've got Ivy Nile versus Tiffany Stratton right now. We still don't know who was the mystery person in the red hood that headbutted Julius Creed, which cost them their match versus the Dyad. So even though the Grizzly Young Veterans have asked for their release multiple times on multiple occasions, that they're still in NXT and
Is it my imagination or did Nick freeze? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I turned around. I think Nick's in one position. Let me know. Oh, there he goes. So we lost our boy Nick for a second. I'm back to save the day. Hope everyone out there is enjoying the show. Let's see what the comments have for us. Ivy is winning. Yeah, get your predictions in. We got Tiffany Epiphany versus Ivy. I do not think Ivy's going to win. Nick is frozen. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was Nick's end or my end. You got to love being live and dealing with technology. Ivy should be a top star. She's got a lot of potential. For the longest time, I joked I wanted to see Ivy Nile go up against what's her face? Oh, completely blanked from bare knuckle fighter girl. They'll come back to me. Poor Ivy. Yeah, Ivy lost all her friends. Ivy's all alone. Joe Gacy versus Corbin. Possible. Did they touch on that? I saw the little Corbin package. They're trying to revamp our buddy Corbin. Sam, welcome back. Tiffany should be main event or close to the end of the show. Why is she coming out so early? She is a champion. WWE doesn't respect their champions beside Roman. I would highly disagree with that. At the end of the day, right now, the main event is a bigger call than this. So I do know that people have said that in the past, but I call bullshit on it completely. The fact that Tiffany's in probably the second last match of tonight, maybe third, nothing wrong with it. We just saw Cora, we just saw two of the biggest stars have a match. Following it up with this one is not a problem for me. You can't have Tiffany and Ivy Nile in the main event of a show if you want to keep the people to the end. That's just facts. That's the way it is. July 30, can't wait. Okay. WWE should sign Brian Pillman Jr. and put him on NXT. That's where I would put him. A dream match for me would be New Japan Stardom wrestler Maria May and Tiffany Stratton. Maria May would be interesting. Wow, chat's going. Let me catch up. Nick Frozen. Nick was so excited he just took a pause for the call. That's funny, Boston. Yes, while I was trying to take a pause for the cause, Nick decided to join. I hope that Ivy wins the title. It would be nice. I highly doubt it. I mean, Tiffany, I think you're going to see her hold on to that belt for quite a bit. NXT, Nick the Frozen. There, the Frozen. I appreciate that. Nick the Pause. What? Dave Benoit, the sins of the father cannot. Yeah, I think there was a comment earlier that we may have not touched on, Temple. The problem with a corporate setting, I mean, yeah, whether it's his fault or not, I mean, they almost kind of owe it to him a little bit, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I just know the history of the WWE, and they would have to lean into it if they're going to do it. I don't know if they have the balls to do that, truthfully. I don't know. What's up, Kayla? How you doing? I am saying when I was growing up, the champion was always the focus point of a regular mid-card. Like Bianca, you don't feel she is good because she's never put in that light. Also, when we were growing up, Sam, Dave, we didn't have any women's wrestling. Occasionally, you might get a Medusa match, and they're like, hey, these ladies wrestle. But in a large part, there was no ladies wrestling. You still have guys that cornet that, oh, there's Tiffany with a big win. Looking good again. Oh, Nick, I Tiffany epiphany everywhere. There you go. But yeah, that's where, I mean, that's hard to disagree. And again, in an era, especially back in the day, I mean, if you had some type of tag match put together or some type of, again, the champion. And I think if I was NXT or the people running NXT like Shawn Michaels, I would value my North American champion going up against Finn Balor and the Judgment Day more than I would value this particular match. No offense to the ladies. It's just not the same demand, same draw, same level. It's not. It would be like having that match, like your example of Belair. I mean, when the ladies had a legit reason to be the main event, they were. And when they didn't, they can't be. I don't think you should just get it because you got it. I don't know what Tiffany just said, but she wasn't happy. That's why the chat went mute because of Big Nick. There you go. Ivy with the Dragon Whip. All right. Thea losing her noodle. Advantage Ivy. Not anymore. Nick had to get this. Nick, get the lotion. Nick got frozen in an epiphany. I like it. 2-2. Art McGee is the greatest. McGee for the win. 4-0. I think Tiffany will be stripped of the title. Pourquoi? Why, Richard? Why do you think that? Can't just say things. Why? Tiffany with the You Can Escape Omega driver into the moonsault. And up next, we're getting Tony D's freedom on the line. Will he have to go to trial, or will Stacks, Pancakes, 2 Stacks? I guess they dropped the 2 Stacks. They just call them Stacks now. As Stacks takes on Joe Coffey, this has been the ongoing saga of Tony got pinched, and they don't know who told on him. They don't know who the rat is. Well, we kind of do. Joe Coffey kind of spilled the beans last week. This match is interesting. We will find out what it means and who is going to win. I will take your predictions as we head into another commercial break. Joe Coffey against Stacks. If Joe wins, he goes to trial. Tony goes to trial. If Stacks wins, well, he gets free. And I have a feeling Stacks is going to win. I don't know what happens if he doesn't win. So I'm listening. Blair Davenport versus Tiffany Stratton. That would be a great match for NXT Women's Championship. Eventually, we're going to get there, Damien, I believe. I think Blair, I think they think highly of Blair. It's nice to have her in the mix. She's kind of got her introductory little rivalry going on right now. We'll see. I imagine at some point we are going to see more Blair Davenport. So hang tight on Blair. Remember, 2 months, Tiffany. Ah, there you go. I like it. Does that say that? That's cool. Tiffany attire is Barbie approved. The very, very Tiffany, very, very approved by Barbie. The whole gimmick is very Barbie-esque. Tiffany, nuclear heat. This is awesome. They don't like her. She's a heel. She's a perfect heel, and she's come a long way. If you guys tuned in when she first hit the scene, I had nothing good to say about this lady. So she's come a long way. I give credit where credit is due. Booker has a crush. Who knows? Shucky ducky. The prettiest moonsault. I like the name of the prettiest moonsault. I appreciate that. It's like the girl with the shiniest wizard, even though we don't see her or her finisher ever. That's right. Blame it on me. We do. Put the lotion in the basket, Von Wagner. Now we're getting Von Wagner comparables. I like it. Rematch. Maybe. I think so. But keep in mind, Thea Hale still wants that belt as well. So it's not just a slam dunk that Ivy comes back into the fold. There is legitimately a possibility that maybe a triple threat. Maybe we got to work our way through. Multiple people want to get their hands on Tiffany. We will find out. Speaking of wanting to get their hands on Tiffany.
The accusations. Yeah, that's what it was. Tiffany Epiphany too hard and just the whole system.
Hey, Nick.
What?
Do you want to build a snowman?
Come on, let's go outside and
play. Welcome back, my friend.
Yeah, like I said, I got ding ding and then just everything.
Everything's a no.
I'm like, oh no.
Okay, I'll be back in 10 seconds, folks.
You're good. You pause for the cause there. I feel terrible because, like I said, if I have Tiffany Epiphany too hard and the whole system just said, no, thank you. So yes, everyone that's out there blaming me for, their quietness or their technical difficulties or anything like that, you can have that. Lion's still injured. Yes, Chris, I believe she is, but I think she's close to hopefully coming back. I need Lions back, says Trevor. Soruka got Tiffany's number. No, I don't quite think so. And besides, Soruka, just speaking of injured people, she just recently tore her ACL, I want to say. That's when everybody was really going at NXT's training staff because so many people were getting hurt with the same injuries. I see a match this weekend, Gacy versus Nick Gage from GCW. Oh, you've seen a match. You're going all the way back to Joe Gacy there? Well, speaking of GCW, and interesting enough, of Jeff Hardy's going to be in GCW, which I will not lie. I'm kind of scared at the bumps that he's going to take and what that could have, the repercussions. But I've got Blair Davenport right now cutting a promo about how she beat Roxanne Perez. So is this honestly towards the end of what we see of Roxanne Perez, of Roxy in NXT as well? Do we start to see that crop of talent that moves up to the main roster here? Bobby saying, come back, Lions, come back. But Lions out till probably November. Yeah, I think she's out for a hot minute here. That was a brutal match between Nick Gage versus Psycho Clown from last week. Well, I don't know, Damien, if that's the match he was talking about per se, but I think depending on how you want to look at it, any Nick Gage match is brutal. But I've got Joe Gacy out here right now, and I'm fitting the Italian comes back here, to where we're fighting for the freedom of, a good paisan. But we've got Half Stacks versus Joe Gacy here, and I feel like this has the potential to where someone was, Kaiser Soze all along, of this was all meticulously planned, even though this has seemed like nothing but rubbish of, turn of all of a sudden they're halfway doing it like Half Stacks there is, he doesn't know Tony was getting arrested to now, oh, I'm going to try and take over as Dom. You can have that. But let me know your predictions right now, whether you got Half Stacks or you got Joe Gacy. I, for the sake of going with the Paisan, I'll take Half Stacks here, even though Joe Gacy to me is a guy. Gallus as a whole is honestly a group. We just saw a nice video package for Indusher on Monday Night Raw. Gallus is a team that I still feel, whether it be Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, could very much go to the main roster. Dirk Benson, oh my God, Nick, Brian Pillman Jr. is no longer in AEW. Yes, we have talked about that, and I think the only way that they could tell is just Tony stopped answering his calls and stopped replying to his text or whatever. Tony just answered back with, new phone, who dis type of deal, because that seems to be the only way that Tony ever really actually releases talent, is he just kind of stops talking to them. Dale's got Joe Coffey to win. Damien got Coffey for the win. It's Tiny Tim Noam Dar. Yeah, they were doing a little Noam Dar video package before this match kicks off. Stacks is going to drop to the finger poke of doom. Ooh, that's a bold prediction, TLD. So if that doesn't come true, then what you got on deck here? Because why have a whole match if you're going to then do the finger poke of doom spot? But I've got a front face lock right now from Gacy, or from Joe Coffey. There we go, on Half Stacks there. Who do you think challenges Gallus for the NXT Tag Team Championship next? Ooh, that is a good question, because it really depends on what they make of a tag team division. We already saw them kind of run through Elite Blade and Idris Sanofi, Briggs and Jensen. So if we somehow, I think this could be in the long-term building, discus elbow from Coffey, but I think this could be in the long-term building to a Stacks and Tony kick out, a Stacks and Tony tag team match player versus Wolfgang and Mark Coffey. And yeah, Gallus is quote unquote beside themselves, as they thought, Joe Coffey thought that was the end there. DMD TV show get canceled. I meant AW backstage. I don't know if it's been canceled. I don't know if it's on air, off air. I've never watched a bit of it. I don't think many people have either. So I think it's one of those that could just disappear and no one would notice. As we're going to commercial break with Half Stacks on the kick out and then pulling himself up in the corner here. Masha Slamovich, her dog collar match with Killer Kelly on Impact was brutal. Yes, 100%. And you can go back and watch us when we were here live for that cover because 100% nobody covers pro wrestling like we do, folks. We are back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow night for Wednesday Night Dynamite. We got Thursday. Speaking of back at it like a jackrabbit, sir.
Always back. How
Right.
you doing?
So, do you want to run through the catalog or do you want me to run through the catalog?
I could keep going.
Same bad time, same bad channel. But yeah, we got Thursday Night Impact with also some little Brucey bonus content as well on the back end. And we've got CJ talking about AEW Fight Forever. I believe that's also going to be when the next episode of Luna's Lounge comes out as well. And then Friday night, we're back at it for Friday Night SmackDown. Saturday, we've got Slammiversary and Collision.
And Battle of the Belts. Jesus. He froze again.
Oh, good God almighty. No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Hi.
You're good?
Yeah, I told you I'm good.
No, you weren't good on our end. I'm looking at you.
Oh, my bad.
It looks like you're ready to spike a volleyball. But yeah, I know we got a packed week, and then next week's packed, and August is packed, and then September's packed. We got more wrestling than anyone else. We got more original content coming your way. And if you haven't hit like and subscribe yet, make sure you do so. And if you want to really be a friend, click share and send that link to some people. Get them in here. They're missing out if they haven't joined us yet. And we're having a lot of fun here on a Tuesday, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and still, we got extra rounds in the chamber that y'all don't even know about here. We still got, we're bringing Wrasslin Court instead of, the Rumble podcast. We still got interviews still lined up in the chamber here. So we still got a full clip just waiting on extra hand.
It's true, sir. It's true story. Does Nick Wayne have a bright future in AEW, KJ and Nick?
Yes.
I'd say most likely two things matter: booking and development. How does he develop into a more mature wrestler? Is Nick Wayne gonna take down a Hobbs or a Starks or some of these wrestlers that are much bigger, much more developed? And how do you book them? How do you put a positive light on this kid and not have him go by the wayside like a Sammy Guevara?
Well, that's going to be the biggest thing. Is I think it honestly depends on what you determine as a bright future for an 18-year-old at this point. That the most exposure most people know him from is GCW. A bright future in that he's going to get more exposure. He's going to get more attention. He's going to get known to a lot more people. Yes. Mm-hmm. Is he going to be a world beater? Is he going to end up in the main event scene in AEW or anything like that? Very much remains to be seen. And oddly enough, and unfortunately enough, it seems like that's the least likely of the situations. Right. And that's no knock on him. That's more of the system he's going into.
Right. I'm actually surprised we're getting more. We're back from break, but Tony's on the phone, Nick. Tony's on the phone. Hello.
You need to phone a friend. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your marinara sauce.
Marinara sauce. Wow.
Yeah. What? Hey, I'm Italian. I can say that.
It's true.
Right.
But yeah, speaking of marinara.
There's no Moxley here. We have got no marinara across the ring here. But we've got hashtags fighting back right now.
I honestly thought we might have got a finger poke of doom. I think somebody in the chat mentioned that, and I thought highly possible.
No. If they do that after a full match, why? Just you look stupid.
Right. Judgement, welcome back. Welcome back. October is packed too. Listen, it's always packed around here. We go 7 days a week, most weeks. Oh, wait, we got the debut.
Yeah, the debut, the debut of
there. Somebody asked who goes after these belts. The new guys on the block.
Yeah, good old what's the name? Literally, they're just who extras in a fucking Fast and the Furious movie just came out to just poke their business into Gallus. Pause.
Will the title actually change hands at BOB, Orange Cassidy Trios, TBS title? Mark, I don't think so. The history of Battle of the Belts has not lent well. I think Sammy won a belt on Battle of the Belts against.
I was about to say that's the better question is what's the last title that changed hands at Battle of the Belts? Because I can't remember one.
Listen, and maybe this is a kind of an indictment on the show itself, but I think the last one I can remember is I think Sammy Guevara either won or lost one against Cody when Cody was on his way out.
Was that
they did that interim bullshit?
Was that the first one?
Maybe two. I don't know. Fact checker. Watch someone be like last time they did this. Somebody.
Yeah, somebody won the FTW championship, but
I'm surprised about how good this match is, and I'm also surprised at Stacks is really impressing me.
Well, people were like how you said it. People were saying of who challenges Gallus for the tag titles next. I think it could end up to be where we get Stacks and Tony versus them. Crowbar. Oh, he did the ending. You did the ending. Just he tossed it to him. You hit me with it. You're out of here.
But you don't get tossed out for hitting the opponent. You get DQ'd.
That should be disqualification, right?
Well, they fucked that up tonight.
Yeah, well,
big kick.
I'll take this one versus you're locking into fucking coquina clutch on your opponent on the outside.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, and that's a hell of a move. It's the knee instead of the stomp. I thought it was the stomp initially.
Good finisher, good match. You built up your tag contenders, the new guys. I can't remember their names. Don't
worry.
Now Tony's free.
Yeah, but what happened in this whole thing to where Stacks was saying, I'm taking over the family? What?
I don't know.
Was that just a ploy? Was that just, I got you to agree?
Right? Or is this the ultimate play here of see, I got you out?
Right. Oh,
look at this.
Oh, and they've got actually people behind them outside of just the four of them. So I like that. If you're going to make it a whole kind of culty type vibe and everything, go with that with having extra people behind them besides it's just the four of them. Like if the Wyatt family had just random people back there with sheep masks on, they seem a little bit more imposing.
And it's an interesting dynamic. And then Ivy, accuses Gacy of returning last week, and he says, I wasn't even there. It was someone else. So that's still up in the air. Right. But it is time for the main event.
Right. And cue your Mark Henry. It's time for the main event.
It's time.
Right.
But here comes Himiny again.
Right. Well, Alexa's asking the burning question amongst the channel.
TBD. Never bet against TBD, guys. We will crown a new prediction champion on Saturday at Slammiversary.
One of those it was too tightly contested here.
It's a long story, but I'm working on. At some point I want to get a little more cleaner of a system.
Fair enough. Well, it might just start coming down to we acknowledge the super chats as a prediction here.
Yeah,
but I'm in commercial break right now. Trevor says no DQs in NXT. No, that's AEW.
Well, no, I mean tonight there's been no DQs twice.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Dude in the back left got crazy eye. Looks fine to me.
That's funny as shit.
Bobby says Mallow and Trick for the win. I hope so. Yes, folks, as we are in commercial break right now, we are on the back end of a lovely Tuesday night. We've got Carmelo and Trick. We've got him and Trick. That sounds weird to say. We've got Whoop That Trick as a tag team versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Judgment Day. So let us know who you're taking. Bye.
I'm gonna take Judgment Day.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take Judgment Day. This is a tag match.
Ooh. Who eats the pin? Who pins who?
Trick gets pinned. Trick gets pinned by either.
This starts to sell dissension.
Maybe just he's the lesser of the two, I think. So I could see like Priest pinning Trick.
Trick is very much starting to become, though, not the lesser of the two, but I do get what you're saying.
Trick's done extremely well getting to that even 1A, 1B, right?
Right. To me, I would say I'm going to say Carmelo gets the pin on Damian, and Finn could have allegedly potentially broken it up. You sell the seeds of dissension on that end. And you start to build towards a Carmelo versus Finn story on the main roster, because I think Carmelo and Trick are both not long for NXT. I think I think the dissension between Trick and Carmelo might almost play a little bit better, oddly enough, on the main roster than in NXT. But I do agree with that. But I think there's still so many legs here.
Okay. I like it. I mean, that could all be workable. Dale's comment here was very intriguing because I didn't catch it. But he said the last two, and I'm assuming he means the last two yellow-faced peeps in that crew were the Creeds sneaking back in.
Could you imagine? That's the way we're gonna go with this, of just how what's going on the main roster of no, you're just gonna sneak in as an extra, and
maybe they're still leaving, but they're like, hey, listen here, you cheated us, we're gonna beat the shit out of you one last time, and then we'll go.
How many times though do you go to the well before it starts to run dry?
Maybe. I mean, I'm really curious if Dale's right here.
Fair enough.
Like, did the last one actually, Dale, did one of the last yellow face people kind of lean forward towards Ivy, like wink at her? Or did I make that up?
Hi,
it's me. Shh.
No, it's me. But
this Friday.
Right.
What are we getting this
Judgment
Friday?
Day for the win. Priest pins Trick. Battle of the Belt should be champ versus champ. Well, It kind of is. Well, no, it
used to be once upon a time.
Ring of Honor versus AEW, Athena versus Statlander. Can we just talk about that real quick with Athena's whole comments of like, tell me you're unsafe without telling me you're unsafe of I want to have more matches, on actual AEW TV and everything like that. But no one wants to step up because they're all afraid of. No, they just don't want to get hurt, dear.
I got Leon and Farouz.
You did better than I would have said for us, but yeah.
Farouz. Oh, and we got Los Lobos.
I was gonna say we've got the bottle service girls,
the bottle service boys,
100%.
The Cabana boys and the bottle service.
We've got Magic Mike meets Magic Mandy, 100% right here. They're even wearing matching outfits. Like I've never seen this much blue.
Oh, there's a little more blue. Dragon. This is we need a bigger.
Too many people.
So
we're gonna set up
Dragon Lee.
How are two cruiserweights of Humberto and Angel Garza towering over Dragon Lee and Nathan Frazier right now. Like
That's the
towering,
thing.
like NBA, like center
Right.
level height, it looks like. Oh, we got the Tony Homecoming next week.
Yes. Get out your meatballs, folks. The Dawn is
right,
coming home.
100%. I better see all the good paisans here showing up for the Tony's Homecoming. And we've also got Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Wesley. Did you see Dutch
Did the graphics say Dirty Dominic?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, did you see
Yeah.
Dutch Mantel losing his goddamn mind because they started using Dirty Dom?
I didn't see
We were
Dutch
never
go
Dirty
off,
Dom
no.
until this. I'm Dirty Dan. What in the name of SpongeBob episodes do we have going on here?
Oh my God, I did not see that. I'll have to see it. I've been catching
It's hilarious and stupid, much like Matt Hardy arguing with Jim Cornette and Brian Last.
Listen, guys, you want some funny news? And I don't even know. Well, she put it out there, so I can put it out there.
Okay.
The gem of Canada, the sweetheart that is Luna Havoc, gets blocked by Jim Cornette.
Oh.
For literally basically, her tweet was like, "This, you're two grown men, knock it off. Like, it's really embarrassing, all this shit." And she didn't even go as far as I did. And yeah, he was like, "Nope, not for you." Click. Yeah, she's in good company, my guy.
I guess batting 1,000 though so far. I don't know
or
who I've been blocked by, but no one of, I guess, relevancy so far.
There you go.
I've somehow managed to not piss anybody off, even though I'm out here. What?
I mean, I've successfully pissed several people off. So, JD, yes, please. But yeah, man. So I made her laugh, and she had a very valid point of like, these guys want to rip everyone down, and we talked about some other, guilty, the people that really cause a lot of tribalism in this business. But you lay out all this heat, and then you block a lady for just being like, yeah, maybe you guys shouldn't be doing this. Really? We're put them up.
I don't. As we've got this match going on, as I've got Finn right now in the ring with Trick. To me, if I'm Jim Cornette, and I'm not defending anything, but I'm more of just saying if I'm reached at this point in age of, I don't want to listen to nothing. So fuck it, I'll just block whoever. Of just you don't agree with me. I don't want to hear that. Fuck it. Yeah.
But I do think it is a perfect example of, a lot of times, no matter what side of the argument you're on, a lot of the people are doing the same thing, is just block out everybody that opposes you. Therefore, all you listen to is reinforcement. And it's interesting.
Right. Well, that's still 100%. And that's, I think, a bit why it's funnier to us and everything, is because that's what we do. We still try and always have a discussion with anybody and everybody from any type of point of view of even us. We've sat there and gone at it for half a stream and everything about little stuff or whatever. It's one of those of, we'd rather entertain the conversation and still at least try and see where the other side's coming from than just silence it and be in an echo chamber.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't disagree with that at all, man. And I think that's my major concern, where it's got to be like, you got to like one or the other, and no way, no how. Come to the Wrestling Utopia and join us.
Well, I just keep going back to that, the meme of both is good. Both.
Carmelo turns on Trick. What's happening on NXT? Carmelo has not yet turned on Trick.
No, right now I've got Finn going at Trick. It's Tricky to Rocco Rom. That's right on time. It's Tricky.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you. So yeah, there was a little wink, nudge. Now, are they going to walk around like, if this is the main event, are they going to just stay in the match for a week? Is that what we're supposed to like? At no point they didn't have dinner together or anything.
Like I just think of like, this is like a kids movie of like, we're hiding in the outfits of here. We're gonna, we'll sneakily fuck up everything. Like, Jesus,
sorry, Nick. Huge crossbody, assisted crossbody, and Trick and Carmelo are in charge going into the break.
Fair enough. But I think that could, well, shit, I picked Carmelo to get up the ring. But I was gonna say,
Uh-oh.
when you go, the baby face is over into the commercial break, it normally doesn't work quite so well.
What are Los Lotharios doing in NXT? Kind of the
They
same
got
thing they were
lost.
doing. They got lost. They got lost.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone keeps borrowing Veer's GPS, and I don't know fucking why.
Yeah.
It's never worked right.
But realistically, Nick, they're kind of doing the same thing in NXT that they were doing in WWE, is enjoying very good catering.
Hey, exactly. 100%. They show up for a backstage segment once a week. They just kind of stand there on a balcony and look menacing, and that's it.
Walk around me tooing the female roster. Like, that's all they do.
Why'd you say that?
All they do is go around like, hey, ladies, like the fucking Spanish Val Venus. What are we doing?
Oh, hello, lady.
Hola, señorita.
Hola, señorita. You can write all of your complaint tweets and comments and everything to one KJ White at Wrestling for Life Network.
It's very true. Very true. And just in advance notice, will not care.
Just let you know.
Dirty Dom will win the North American Championship next week. Jason, I'm interested.
Could it? How interesting would it be though? After we've sat there and for months harped on this channel that Dom could use with an NXT run when he was still out there giving his dad piggyback rides to the ring and everything.
Right.
Yeah, that's a normal thing to do when you're taller than your dad. But now he's arguably the biggest heel in pro wrestling. And now's when he might get an NXT run. What?
I don't think no. What I like the idea of, if I was to do it, not an NXT run, but I mean, it wouldn't be terrible, I don't think. But he wins it, but it forces Mello to chase him to the main roster to get it back.
But why would Mello be chasing him for him? Mello's the world title.
I mean, Wesley.
Wesley?
Yeah. All right.
I think Wesley might be eyeing Impact there because two halves of his buddies are over there at Impact. So
fair enough.
You might just be like, well, shit, I could just go hang with my buddies. So
I think that, remember when Solo won it for a day?
He won it and then unofficially won it, or was unofficially stripped.
The dumbest shit ever.
Right.
Francine got mad at WWE for calling Liv the Queen of Extreme. Now I get that one.
Cool. And I get mad at WWE for every time the crowd chants what? Like, what the fuck? Like, respectfully, like,
right.
I understand where we could go with that, but shit.
No,
like,
the past is the past. Sorry, but I mean,
I'd be more mad at the fact that you're calling Liv the Queen of Extreme when she has done nothing fucking extreme except for extremely get hurt.
That's it. Ding. That's exactly the thought there, right?
Right.
Got Mellow team for the win. There you go, Dale. Thank you. Becky, not the GOAT. What do you? Fuck off, Boston. Listen, I sent a picture to Nick yesterday, and I said, "Goat, like, yeah, I found the goat."
Why?
She'll be the goat to me forever, folks. I'm sorry, not Becky, by the way. Becky couldn't even win the Money in the Bank, and
tap that maple tree is what he's saying, folks.
Los Lotharios versus Gallus. Am I blushing? Shit. Los Lothario versus Gallus for the NXT tag titles would be a good match. I'm all for it. That's what we assumed was going to happen. Apparently not.
Well, it could be. Well, we had good old, what's their name there? Come out and challenge Gallus, and don't worry, you can't remember their names just as much as we can't.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
Neither could the commentary team.
Right. I think Mustafa interferes in the Dom match, causing him to be the main roster feud with JT after the Great American Bash. That's juicy, Richard.
Juicy, but a bit of a reach. I get where you're going because there is still the Wesley allegedly versus Mustafa Ali match that I've allegedly seen advertised for Great American Bash. So, do we get Dom versus Ali? I don't think so. It would be interesting, but
dude,
so
Carmelo
I think
is smooth as fucking butter, man. For a young guy, like he just everything he does, and he's got the little, like he takes those moments where it's not just from one move to the next. There's head movement. There's, it's smooth.
He is him. He is him Jones. He is him Duncan. He is. I think you said at one point he is Himi Hendrix. All that.
He imploded against the turnbuckle. And gets out of the way.
I already Tiffany Epiphany everywhere. We don't need a himplosion.
Himplosion.
Sounds like a new scent from Calvin Klein. Himplosion.
Yeah, interesting take, Richard, for sure. The only hindrance is I believe they have Ali. Ali's going to be in a triple threat, and again, I think it's going to be one of the matches to watch at the Great American Bash. Will be the triple threat for like between Wesley, Mustafa Ali, and Tyler Bate.
Fair enough. Ooh, Boston saying you knew I was trying to stir the pot. Yeah, that's what most people do.
No,
just a little bit. What are you doing in my swamp?
I know. You know that I know.
You know that I know that you know that you know. Why?
Trick with the save on 2. Sorry, Nick.
Dos amigos. Here.
Next week. There you go. Dragon
League. Dan saying Dom is hated because he is not like not. Because he is not like not. Trust me, that hurts my brain as much as it does yours. Because something he doing, so you can't give him top heel. They got to hate you because of something you're doing to have that title.
Ooh,
put the vitamins down. Take a 15-minute walkabout and then come back and try and type that again.
Code breaker on Priest, but here's the. I'll touch on that.
I told you it's gonna happen. I done seen it. Dom causing the distraction.
Okay, maybe you didn't see it.
Distracting mullet.
Everyone's out. Good match, man.
Let's go.
The only thing I'll say, Dan, real quick, because we got the shit going on.
Mellow.
Oh, we got the case in the ring.
I got Dom.
Ilja says not today. Carmelo says, sorry, Ilja.
You will not screw him. Pause.
Keep saying.
That's how we set up to that.
Keep
because
sick. South of Heaven.
South of Heaven. Tag coup de grace.
Yo, with meaning.
Coup de Gracie.
There you go.
De trois.
Okay,
you
fair
called
enough.
It, sir. You called it.
Yes, Judgment Day is definitely going to win. They've been on a roll. You see them picking up a lot of W's. I mean, Finn did lose a good title match, but at the end of the day, Nick, I thought Judgment Day was going to take it. What I didn't expect, what I do like, is now they're building the rivalry with Ilja. Ilja comes out to be helpful, mashes up. Carmelo's going to be mad at him. Wait, that would be himself.
Well, so that still tells me Carmelo might be hanging around NXT, but still, why does Dom look like the fucking dirty, ratty kid that rides to the neighborhood with a fucking on his bike eating like hot Cheetos and shit like that, like just as an asshole?
And that's what I was going to say to Dan is I feel like Dom did earn. I mean, starting with the whole thing with mommy and how that angle worked up, people got into it. But then when he started that shit with his dad, started doing the social media videos, the horrible pre-taped interviews where he was,
prison changes the man.
Yeah, that was where he got the heat. Now he's building on something, Nick.
100%. Well, even then, you don't always have to fully define or explain why somebody's getting booed or why somebody's getting cheered. But what you do need to do is ride with it when you've got the hot fucking hand. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah. I don't think they had any intention of keeping this going as long as they have. And honestly, in the beginning, I don't think they had a much planned with it altogether. They didn't realize it was going to go this
That's
good.
why they fucking told Edge you can piss off here. But that does it for NXT as we end it with the Judgment Day. And still that visual of you've got Priest sitting there, holding the briefcase. You've got Finn doing the Prince Devitt, double finger guns. We've got Rhea and Dom celebrating. Rhea holding up the trophy or the championship and everything. It's just, they're a big time faction. Yeah. Regardless of what they thought they were going to end up, now they are a thing to deal with.
Right. And your main roster guys should beat your developmental guys, period. I don't care if it's the champ. It doesn't diminish the champ. Again, a wicked match, an absolutely wicked match. And again, there's a reason why Carmelo lost. So if the champ, I'm surprised that Trick didn't take the pin, but Ilja screwed Carmelo, whether he meant to or not.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's one of those. It's so surprising that he came out there to be the voice of reason, the helping hand, and then that's like you said of it's now setting up the feud going forward. But that's what it works of. Yeah, you had your top guys that aren't going to be there every week. They popped in, they had a big match, they had a big moment, and now it's done nothing but set up next week's match.
Yeah,
which is not involving them.
I got to make a correction to this one. Dom over here looking like brunette. No, it's Jose Dirt. He's over here looking like Jose Dirt.
Out here looking like Pedro from Napoleon.
5-1. Good night for Damien. We will take your ratings out of 10 on this show, and Dale starts it off with an 8 tonight.
Yeah, we got a 8 out of 10. We got an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. We got EQ.
Ah, my buddy EQ grinding my gears today about the.
No, don't worry. We'll explain everything about doing a 7.7 out of 10.
There you go. There you go.
Tony D'Angelo homecoming next week. Yes, so 100%. You need to be here next week. You need to be here tomorrow. You need to be here every day, all day. What? Bonkers 8. So 8 is the resounding rating so far.
I'll go with an 8, man. Like, I mean, it was close. It was way better than Raw last night. That's for sure.
Bobby saying, see you tomorrow. Dirty Dom sounds like an Urban Dictionary entry, like something only legal in prison. It probably came from there, but well, like we've said, prison changes a man. So that's how you get that Dirty Dom pause.
Right.
So you go an 8.
I'll go an 8.
Go an 8.
7.5
up low. There in one of the better episodes of NXT you've watched.
Yeah, in a minute, I think the last few in my head were really kind of average. The matches were really good. I really liked the Coffey match with Stacks. I thought that was a good match. I thought the main event was good. I didn't even mind the opening, like when we had like Chase U. I thought that tag match was decent. Overall, I mean, I take some points off for some of the campy shit, but I thought it was a really, really good NXT and moved fast.
I will give you that here. Sam saying this is what I was talking about. WWE doesn't respect the champions. Why? Because they had their NXT champion lose to main roster talent. One who has Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank briefcase, and the other one who was just competing for the world title. So, the disrespect that you lost to a world title contender. Like, did you stretch your back out when you were reaching for that there, I feel?
Yeah, I mean, for me, we talked about this earlier a little bit. I mean, at the same time, you let this guy shine. You let this young talent shine. And again, you think back to the guys like KO, and there's very few exceptions where the NXT talent just walk in and make it matter. The main roster talent is the main roster talent. I don't disagree with that. And again, because they're using it to build the match between Carmelo and Ilja, I think there's no disrespect. You're actually plateauing, like you're pushing this up onto a plateau for people to see it.
Oh, 100% of you're using the rub from having the Judgment Day come down there and the intrigue and the interest in that match to help advance Ilja versus Swerve. Or why did I say Swerve? because I read Damien's comment about Cora versus Nick Wayne, with Ilja versus Carmelo. But so I get fully 100% with everything that you said with that. I almost feel like, though, I still want to give it like a 7 or 7.5. Of I don't know. There was just something there to me. I don't know how to explain it. That was just kind of, I felt like missing.
Okay.
It's one of those of like, we did have the nice little callbacks of allegedly, I guess we had the Creed brothers sitting there and, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Mhm.
Hey, it's us behind the mask.
They're just
we
going to stay
had
there.
Tiffany Stratton out there for a
Yeah.
hot minute. We
Shut
kicked
your
off
shit
with
down.
Chase U versus Duke Hudson, or Chase
Yep.
U and Duke Hudson versus
Yep.
Dempsey and Gulak. It's just,
I don't
know what it is. I guess I just might be feeling sourpuss here on a Tuesday night, so I guess I'll go 7.5. I'll go
fair
7.5.
enough. I mean, that's not that far off. Not much of a
There we
dip.
go.
I mean, that's valid. I mean, if you consider, I honestly consider that Ilja Bron one of my favorite matches of the last little while for sure. I really enjoyed that match. Yeah, I'm really content with this episode. So we're not that far off.
Fair enough.
Swerve Strickland versus Nick Wayne tomorrow night will be a banger. I'm really curious, guys. It's sink or swim for Mr. Nick Wayne, and Swerve's a great guy to do it. Swerve loses a lot, so this will be very interesting, Nick.
Well, we could also, I've heard it, that they're finally, actually, maybe allegedly, supposedly, setting up for a Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland match, a singles match at some point.
Are we at
Could
the point
happen in 2023, 2024, 2027. We never know.
But my question is, are we at a point right now where we're like, man, if they book that, we're gonna be jacked. Like, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh no, it's with a lot of AW booking is that they could have booked it. It's one of those, if you would have booked this a couple months ago, a year ago, what have you, would have been fantastic, but they just can't get around to actually doing the shit that they know that could draw money, that would draw money,
Right.
till that ship has sailed, until they're just looking at its taillights past them.
I completely agree. And I mean, Richard says champions can lose in a tag or a 6-man match. Not
Right.
necessarily. I mean, as long as it's
Roman did.
It's how and why. That's important.
Right.
Very important. How and why. 7 out of 10 says Chris. Ding. I think Carmelo Hayes versus Ilja will be match of the year candidate at Great American Bash.
Ooh.
I love it. I love that idea.
Right.
Ilja is a beast.
Absolutely.
Do you think Swerve's going to put over Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh wait, no, put him over as in like he's waiting outside the lights. No, as in put him over as he's going to very much. It's going to be a fantastic match. Swerve goes over.
One last question.
Should go over.
One last question. Does Jericho and Commander main event Dynamite tomorrow?
Do you want what I think should happen?
No, I want
what will happen.
Think what we're gonna. Will it happen?
Yes.
That's insane. I think it.
Welcome to AEW.
We'll see. We will see. I'll give you that.
You read the next question. I'm going to look at the card and see what would main event instead of that.
When is Great American Bash? It's July 30th, I believe.
Fair enough.
Sounds about right.
Right.
Mello lost to both Finn and Damien's finisher. That's part of it, right? But again, I think the why is always so important to me, guys. It really, really is. And
okay,
go.
So, what should main event is MJF and Adam Cole versus Brian Cage and Big Bill, or honestly, what also could main event it is OC and Darby versus Sammy and Garcia, which by the way,
they usually go first.
I know, but I was going to say, by the way, I do love everything that MJF has done with all of this, of just trying to get out of this as much as he can. Of like, I can't make this. I'm finally ill. And then Adam Cole's like, shut up, Max. And he's like, oh, so it only works with you. I see how it is. Ruby versus Sky Blue. That will probably. Is that your 9 o'clock hour match? I feel like if I'm booking this the way Tony Khan would, that's going at 9. Take a closer look at Blood and Guts as maybe you're building to the 9 o'clock hour.
I think the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to get that announcement of the 2-5,
the extra opponents. Commander versus Jericho shouldn't main event. I feel like it probably will, unfortunately. No, your 9 o'clock hour will be MJF and Adam Cole versus Brian Cage, Big Bill, because that's what they'll do. Because they're
maybe.
They'll open the show with OC and Darby versus Sammy and Garcia.
Oh yeah, and I think I'm calling Sammy and Garcia for the win.
Really?
Yeah, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Fair enough.
What's that?
No, I was just gonna say of when do they fit in Swerve versus Nick Wayne, but they'll fit in that in any sort of 50 minute spot they want.
That surprisingly enough, that has an opening match feel to me, and then maybe we do get the tag match in the main event.
OC is opening match all the time. He's the opening ceremonies. That's Tony can't fully spell right, so that's what that OC stands for. Is just opening ceremonies.
Yeah. Well, Damien is excited for his birthday tomorrow night. Damien, we will be here live. Happy early birthday. Remember, folks, we got more coming your way. Tomorrow afternoon, we will release another episode of Luna's Lounge. Plus, we do have some live Luna coming up as well. Beyond that, we are here for Dynamite, all the fun. We'll find out who the new members are. We will find out what the main event's going to be. We got lots to get into, lots to talk about. And then Impact on Thursday, the go-home show. Friday, doubleheader where the Tag Stream Champions take over Fridays. And then we get a triple header on Saturday. And who knows what else we're going to cover. More shorts, more reels, more videos, plus CJ Thursday night for some Fight Forever play along. I really enjoyed NXT.
No.
Plus, we got Wrestling Court coming. So
stay
tuned.
Yeah. You can play judge, jury, and executioner. What?
That's it. And we're going to give the crowd a chance to get involved in Wrestling Court. Plus, as of next week, we will bring back some interviews. And the next gentleman we will talk to will be a gentleman who has made appearances in MLW and beyond. So it's going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. We'll let you figure that one out. But
stay
you
tuned.
got anything else, my guy?
I'm good. I'm out of words.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you talk about that wrestling, you better put that for life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.